Hey guys, I'm getting a lot of questions asked about how do we spend your resources in all the stores. So I wanted to dive into my philosophy of how to do it, and hopefully that'll help you guys out. Okay, so orbs. I save as many things as I can, and I'm about to open some premium orbs. Red Star orbs, because Mr. Fantastic is in them at a higher drop rate. So I'll show you guys that at the end of the video, and you guys can watch me curse as I pull bad stars or something. But premium orbs I hold on to until there's characters that I want. I was saving, I think I had around like 50 or 60 of them when Falcon was finally dropped into the premium orbs. Then I opened a bunch of them because I really want to get Falcon and Rescue up at a higher level. So that's kind of how I do premium orbs. Right now I'm saving them again until closer to the Sinister 6 event, and then I'll open them again to try to get those last few shards for the characters I need. In essence, I could open them now, but I just like opening them in bunches, so that's kind of why I'm waiting. But other than that, once I get the guys I want, I generally hold on to them because as new characters come in the game, I want a chance to pull those characters and less of a chance to pull characters that I have already at 7 stars. So that's why I hold on to them. Red stars I hold on to until there's a premium guy. So like right now it's Mr. Fantastic. I check this stuff here, and he's pulling at a 10% rate. So I'll pull until I get him, and then I'll stop pulling, and then I'll wait until the next one. The idea is that this way I get at least some red stars on every character, or at least try to. Granted, I don't have the best luck here. The last time I had around 30 orbs, and I opened until I had 11, and I got all dupes and 1 red star Human Torch, so that seemed really worth it. It was really fun. Let's look at the other ones. Basic orbs I generally open as I get them because, more likely once a day, so I can at least hit the 2 orb daily milestone. You can save onto these just like premium orbs. I just don't because they're rarely any shards that people want, and it's just like 1 shard usually, so it's not really that big of a deal. All the event orbs, like Marvel Anniversary orbs or anything or Initiative orbs, I tend to open either at the end of the event or as I get them. Doesn't really matter in those cases. Gold orbs, it doesn't really pay to save gold orbs per se, but I find that if I don't open them, then there's less likely chance that I'll spend the gold, and I like having a lot of gold to save. I amount to 10 orbs to be about 1 million, I just guess. Obviously, you can get lucky or unlucky, but that's kind of roughly the amount that I expect it to be, so I imagine this is around 8 million gold. I want to save them for the level cap raise, or once I get Phoenix, some stuff like that is when I'll pull the orbs. All these ones down here I open as I get them. Mega orbs I save just like premiums in the same exact fashion. Ultimus Orbs is pretty much the same thing as well, so both of those I tend to save. Unfortunately, I haven't pulled any new ones, and since I'm grinding for Sinister 6, I tend to be opening these as I go. Milestone Orbs I just open as I go. I don't really see a point in saving them right now. There's a chance where someone else is in the Milestone Orb and gets added, and I guess that could be useful. But since I'm pushing for Sinister 6 now, it's not always the case where they add the ones that you want in here. It's just kind of random. And because I really would like to get Captain Marvel to 6 stars, I'm just opening them as I go. Okay, Blitz Door. Blitz orbs, I build them up until I can open a bunch of them. And if I have all the characters, like right now I have all the characters at 7 stars except for Rhino. And I'm not pushing hard to get Rhino to 6 stars because I'm still working on the rest of my Sinister 6 at 5. Thus, I'm not direct farming him. I'm not opening orbs. I'm just holding them. And right now there's a premium drop for Rescue, so once I accumulate a decent chunk of them, I'll probably open a bunch. Because getting Rescue at a high level is worth it. Oops. She has a 10% chance drop, which is not a huge more chance. So yeah, that's what I do with premium orbs. Blitz orbs. I just save onto them for a really long time until a character I want, and then I open a bunch to try to get that character, and then I just keep saving it again. What I don't do is open them if I have all my characters at 7 stars, because then it just means that I'll get a bunch of gold, and I don't really need gold that much more than I need more character shards. The supplies, on the other hand, I try to buy as many defensive boosts and war energy refills as possible. I don't use cores to refresh because I'm kind of morally opposed to spending cores on to refresh defense boosts and war energy refills, but I do buy them anytime I can. Again, I was saying I don't direct farm. The only time I would direct farm a character is if I needed to push for a legendary event. So, for example, let's say all my Signature 6 was 6 stars, but Rhino, I would definitely farm him directly to get him to 6 stars. Other than that, what I would do is just save on to your Blitz credits here. And since Rescue is in the premium orbs, what I'm going to be doing is saving these for a while, and then when I get to a certain amount, I'll open a bunch of them I'll spend them as Blitz orbs, so I can try to have a chance at Rescue. But other than that, I'm just saving them for these war energy refills because they're really useful and really good for war. So maybe like 50k, and then I'll open like 25k of them, something like that. Raid. So Raid is interesting because it competes for multiple resources. So usually speaking, I save my Raid credits to open for these purple mats as I need them, the purple mats that I need. And kind of the way I look at it is like when I get 60 of them, that's like pretty low. I try to keep in the 3 digits, so at least 100 of each mat. And then for the basic gear, which there's not any option. Basic gear is kind of like these like shields and hands and stuff like that. When I see those, then I'll buy those up until like 200 if I can, but it's rare that I'm able to accumulate that many. For character shards farming, I do the same thing as Blitz, basically, where I don't farm directly for a character unless I'm pushing for an event. Like right now I'm pushing Mysterio because I really want to get Sinister 6 if I can, so I'm going to give it a shot. Otherwise, I would open orbs. So Raid orbs are 900 credits, and you get 9 shards. Now, you might get a bad character, but you could also get 9 shards of a good character, and it's only 900 shards, while the premium marquee tunes are 1,400 shards here and 1,125 for a million. So it's just more efficient, and it's only for 5 shards, so it's more efficient to farm these as long as you need a lot of them. There's like a certain threshold where you get all the characters at 7 stars, and thus it's not necessary. Like right now I have Rocket, I have Trooper, I have Oracle. I think I might have someone else, but like Ravager Stitcher or something like that, but I haven't really noticed. So, but I could use War Machine, Ronin, Sabretooth, Mysterio, Killmonger, Hydra, Sentry, and this AIM guy here, because I think they're going to rework AIM soon. So the only bad pulls that I would consider is Hydra Grenadier, Ravager Stitcher, and Mercenary Soldier, and Thor, although Thor might get a rework, so he might be okay. So because of that, and then obviously the ones I have 7 stars already. So because of that, I find it more efficient to open orbs. And then, when you're pushing for a legendary event, then you'll direct the direct farming for. So the way I do it is I try to keep a 10k buffer for gear. And when you're doing 2 raids, like we are at pretty high levels, at least 100% in Ultimus 6 and 60% in many of the Gamma raids, then you tend to accumulate credits more than you can spend them, generally speaking. So when I get to about 20k credits, I'll spend a bunch to bring it to 10k again, and then I'll build them up again. And that's kind of the way I do it. Arena, I basically farm, specific characters because you have to, and then if I have everything at 7 stars, then I'll buy the Kingpin Orbs because they're useful for training mats, which is kind of crazy that I've been trying to farm these suckers like crazy. But other than that, I might save on to my credits going forward. Right now, M'Baku is pretty low and Vulture is pretty low, so there's quite a bit of farming to do. But my AIM Researcher is 6 stars capable. Hand Archer 7, Shield Security 7. So it's really only Hydra Armor Guard. This is 4, I believe. No, 5. This is 5 stars. So and I'll probably leave him at 5 stars until I really need to do anything better with him. So so I'll be farming M'Baku and Vulture pretty regularly until I get them higher. So War, when you're grinding for Ultron, you pretty much want to farm only orange gear. I recommend to people get, Carnage at 5 star and Pyro at 5 star, but then other than that, I would just save on to them. After you get Ultron, I save unless you're trying to get a guy to tier 13, like I'm saving for Adamantium to get Captain Marvel to tier 13. I do already have Phoenix gear, so I won't be farming those, although if I wasn't, I would buy those at the store. Other than that, I'm just saving credits because they might drop a character in here that we want, and I want to have credits to spend on them. And that's basically how I do the store, so I'm going to open some Red Star Orbs here and see if we get anybody good. Oh, duplicate. 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 1 red star. Duplicate. Alright, so 1 star. Really sucks, but so I'm going to stop at that point. And that way I keep 17 orbs so I can pull a lot for Invisible Woman. I believe it will be next. So that's how I do orbs, guys.